Warm greetings. Today is Sunday, May 24, 2026. Meteorologist Ruben Garcia here. In today's video, I will talk about the possibility of the formation of the first tropical storm in the Atlantic region and also in the eastern Pacific region during the next 15 days, since atmospheric conditions may become more favorable for the formation of the first cyclone in both the eastern Pacific and the Atlantic. If we review the list of cyclone names for this year, the first tropical storm in the Atlantic will be named Tropical Storm Arthur, while in the eastern Pacific region the first tropical storm will be named Tropical Storm Amanda. At the moment, during the next 7 days, the National Hurricane Center does not anticipate the formation of tropical cyclones. However, this may change toward the end of May or the beginning of June. In the eastern Pacific region, hurricane season began on May 15th, while the Atlantic region will officially begin on June 1st. And when we look at historical data during the first 10 days of June, it is normal to see the formation of some tropical cyclones toward southern Mexico and in the western Caribbean Sea region, the Gulf of Mexico, or just southeast of the United States. And precisely these are the areas where some models are already projecting the formation of some low-pressure systems that may encounter marginally favorable conditions for the formation of the first tropical storm of the season. Before moving on to see the projections from the global models, I wanted you to look at the following graphic showing sea surface temperature anomalies. Specifically, the sector toward the southeastern United States, the Gulf of Mexico, and the western Caribbean remain with sea surface temperatures above normal. This can definitely be a favorable factor for the formation of the first tropical storm early in the season. And specifically if we talk about the Gulf of Mexico region, you can see in blue that currently on average the temperatures in this area rank as the third warmest during the last 30 years. While on the other hand, in the eastern Pacific region, and as we have discussed during recent videos, sea surface temperatures are extremely warm for this time of year, and, just like in the Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico regions, this may favor the formation of the first tropical storm in the eastern Pacific region. Analyzing the following graphic, on average the temperatures toward southern and western Mexico are currently near 29 degrees Celsius, that is, the warmest recorded during the last 30 years. Apart from the sea surface temperature anomalies, some atmospheric changes associated with a Madden-Julian Oscillation phase are also approaching, which will be favorable for the formation of instability, rainfall, and low-pressure systems in the eastern Pacific, Central America, Gulf of Mexico, and the Caribbean. And as we have seen in the past, this can lead to the formation of several low-pressure systems and favorable conditions for the formation of tropical cyclones. Regardless of whether the first tropical storm forms, it should also favor significant rainfall in sectors of Central America, the western Caribbean, and the southeastern United States. Now then, let us move on to see what the projections from the global models show. In the case of the American Ensemble model members, some of them show the development of a low-pressure system beginning toward the end of May in the western Caribbean Sea region and moving north-northeastward, and probably bringing significant rainfall to sectors of Cuba, Florida, and the Bahamas. However, at the moment, notice that very few members develop a tropical storm and those that do keep it fairly weak. On the other hand, we also have the projection from the European model, which also toward the end of May and beginning of June has some members developing a tropical cyclone, either in the western Caribbean Sea or in the northeastern Gulf of Mexico. Like the American model, only a few members develop a tropical cyclone. In addition, the European Artificial Intelligence model also has the development of a low-pressure system in the northeastern Gulf of Mexico. However, they do not manage to develop a tropical cyclone. And also notice in the eastern Pacific region, away from the coast of Mexico, the possible development of a tropical depression by the beginning of June. Also, the Google Artificial Intelligence model, some of them show the development of a tropical depression or tropical storm in the northeastern Gulf of Mexico, crossing over the Florida Peninsula. And some of them also potentially have the development of the first tropical storm in the eastern Pacific region. In addition, some operational models such as the American model show low-pressure systems developing by May 29th toward northern Honduras, and between the 30th and 31st developing a more defined low-pressure system crossing over western Cuba and moving northeastward over southern Florida and the northern Bahamas. In this case, the latest run potentially shows the development of a tropical storm in this area. In addition, the European operational model, although it does not show the development of a tropical depression or tropical storm, does have a defined low-pressure system developing east of Belize and the Yucatan Peninsula, and moving northward over the Gulf of Mexico, bringing significant moisture and rainfall across sectors of Cuba, southern Florida, and the northern Bahamas. So during this week I will be closely monitoring the evolution of the model projections and will keep you informed of any changes in the forecast. At the moment there is a low probability that we will see the development of the first tropical storm in the Atlantic and also in sectors of the eastern Pacific. For now, Nothing to worry about. Rather, it appears that it will be a rainfall event for sectors of Cuba, Florida, and the Bahamas. To stay informed about this event and throughout the entire hurricane season, I invite you to like this video. In addition, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell so that you receive notifications when I record new videos. I hope everyone has an excellent start to the week. See you later.